Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Crazy day so far. What an amazing way to start the first day of the tournament, and there was some issues with fundamentals, but it didn't make it any less epic or emotional or exciting. And so let's go look at the Georgia State versus Baylor first, because there are a lot of things happening down the stretch in this game where one play made the correct way and Baylor probably pulls this thing out. Down by 12, under 3 minutes to go, you'll ask yourself, how in the heck did Georgia State win this? You never point to just one thing, but there was a theme here. Baylor is in a 2-3 zone, and Georgia State is playing 5 out with the center roaming to set ball screens. Watch the weak side guard come way too far over on this ball screen. On the reversal, the guard cannot take a good angle to recover, and it allows penetration to the rim. While the shot is missed on a good contest, zones tend to give up offensive rebounds when defenders aren't responsible for individual men. This leads to free throws for their star player, and while he was having a terrible game to this point, giving a shooter some free shots could very well get him going. Georgia State has to press down double digits, and the cutter starts towards the corner, then pauses for a second. The defender was in perfect position and they turn the ball over. However, no harm, no foul as they defend and get the ball back. Still down 10, Georgia State simply spreads the floor in a very stagnant set. Perhaps those free throws got RJ Hunter going because he shoots this one from Tallahassee and just nails it. By the way, take a moment to enjoy the hop, turn, dip, and sway of this gorgeous one-motion shot. Fundamentals come into play here against the press. I always coach my receivers to jump stop facing the middle of the court on the catch, like this Baylor player does. But watch how O'Neal gets his legs crossed with the ball in a precarious position over his head. It's a turnover on the jump ball, change of possession. Now watch this well-run baseline out-of-bounds play. Baylor is still in their zone and Hunter does a nice job to find an opening. But if there's no one in your zone, then Gathers needs to step over closer to the ball. Instead, he lays back and Hunter hits a beauty of a runner off the glass. Baylor tries to inbound to the cutter coming from the half-court line. This is okay, and he's got an easy back pass to the inbounder. Remember when I said the receiver should catch the ball and it jumps out to face the middle? Well, he inexplicably doesn't pass it back, then gets all turned around and just throws a bounce pass to the middle. The coach's son pounces and finishes with a gorgeous finger roll. Finally, Baylor catches the ball facing the middle and they're able to get the ball up without too much trouble before calling a timeout to get organized. However, out of the timeout, they don't run the type of offense you need to attack a zone properly. There are no ball screens, there are no flare screens, there is no flashing to the high post, there is no dribble penetration into the seams or the gaps. Instead, they let the shot clock be an extra defender and get a drive right into the teeth of the defense. This should have been a left-handed drive into the middle. With 30 seconds to go and Baylor up by 3, this is where it gets crazy. They inbound okay, and then go back to the inbounder, which is also good. But from the second he touched it, you can tell he was going to go full speed to the hoop. This is the only way you lose this game. You need to take more time off the clock, not go faster. That said, if the player makes this dunk, Baylor probably wins this game and no one thinks twice about it. But most of the time, you simply want to pull this out and make Georgia State foul you. Even after that, they get the offensive rebound. But before you can kick it out and run the clock, Georgia State gets the steal and is fouled near mid-court. This is crazy with a capital K. But everything is still okay for Baylor after they split the free throws and draw the foul on their best free throw shooter. But he blows the front end of the 1-and-1, and I love that Georgia State doesn't call a timeout. They break into their 5 out, and when RJ Hunter comes around for the pitch, he pulls on the farthest 3 he has taken to date, easily 10 feet behind the 3-point line. His father's reaction says it all, as Baylor doesn't have time to get a good shot off, and Georgia State caps off the improbable and incredible win.